quick, actually give out the statement and then get
Sorry
questions.
for being late. I just coming from Brian Hart's funeral. For those of you that know Brian, just condolences to his family. He's one of the most genuine, kind people I've met since I've been here. So just coming from there. I didn't get dressed up for y'all. Yeah, but no, we're excited to head up to New York. You know, the plane leave here shortly. Obviously, the Gardens, Mecca. I mean, all going all the way back. They've had great Knicks teams, great college basketball games, great St. John's teams. And I think Coach Pitino's got St. John's as good as they've ever been right now. So, super looking forward to playing in the Garden. You know, I've coached against Coach Pitino before when he was at, you know, before he was at St. John's. He was at Iona, both in the tournament and then down at Orlando. So I had the opportunity to coach against him. He's a Hall of Fame coach, one of the best coaches I've ever coached in basketball. So to play against him at the Garden against St. John's is a pretty special day and month. Now, having said that, we're still going in, we're trying to get a win. We don't schedule these games to have great experiences. We schedule them to get quality wins, play against the best competition we possibly can. I think they're trying to play against good competition. They know we're traditionally pretty good. You know, we'll go in as the underdog, which is fine. We've been the underdog plenty with the schedule we've had around here. So we, you know, we've got to take care of the ball. Obviously, their pressure, their physicality, their turnover rate on defense, big reason why they win. So we have to do a better job taking care of the ball against one of the best turnover defenses in the country, and then we've got to do a great job. They've got really good players, so we're going to have to do a great job on the defensive end. But then, you know, when they miss, their offensive rebounding is it's up there with Houston, Texas A&M. When we played some really good Florida last year, we played some really good offensive rebounding teams, and they're right up there. So, you know, edge of four. Average almost 5 boards a game, so we've got to do a really good job on him. As far as the injury stuff goes, it's very doubtful that Keaton will play tomorrow. We'll see what he's like next week, but he didn't even participate in practice today. Reitzel and Holloway both participated in practice. We didn't go hard today, but we went and they did what we did, so provided they look good tomorrow morning, after they went through practice today, you know, hopefully they can both play. So we're hopeful on those two. Likely that they play. Highly doubtful. Doesn't look like Keaton will play.
Like,
yeah, you mentioned just the job that Coach Pitino has done at St. John's, but what about your relationship with him off the court? You mentioned that the two of y'all were good friends.
You know what? I've known him. I was introduced to him through a mutual friend here, John McMahon. John was friends with C.M. Newton, who hired Coach Pitino. You know, C.M. was a head basketball coach here, was the AD at Kentucky. He's the one that hired Pitino. C.M. introduced Coach Pitino and John kind of made the introduction of me. Before that, when we were in a bubble in the NCAA tournament up in Indy, you know, everything was kind of pretty close knit. Everybody was kind of in that same bubble, if you will. You know, we're warming up. We ended up being on the same gym, opposite side of the curtains. You know, I went over and introduced myself. So, yeah, I've gotten to know him fairly well in the last 5 years or so. And shoot, back when I fell in love with basketball back in 5th, 6th grade, and by about 9th grade, I realized I wasn't going to be able to play for a living. So if I can't play for a living, I kind of figured I was going to try to get into coaching. Way back early, the first instructional tape I ever bought was Coach Pitino's instructional tapes back when he had Billy the Kid, Delray Brooks, so it was Billy Donovan, Delray when they were at Providence was his demonstrators and videos. I still got those VHS tapes somewhere. I don't have a VHS player anymore to play them, but I have those somewhere. So I have a ton of respect for him, what he's done throughout his career. Just And, we've gotten to know him a lot better over the last few years here.
Charlie.
Yeah, Coach, from Bristow, what do you want to see from Taylor, and maybe some of those freshmen maybe just haven't played before?
Yeah, we got to rebound basketball. We got to show some toughness. We got to get in gaps, make defensive plays. We got to be more active on the defensive end. When we talk about all of our blue collar points, like that's the stuff, deflections, all of that, like defensive plays, rebounding on particularly. I mean, both ends really. This game, the defensive rebounding is going to be huge, but we got to show some toughness, make a lot of blue collar plays.
Joe.
Coach Pitino earlier this week called playing Alabama like a track meet. So what is playing St. John's like?
Football match. They're tough, physical, MMA, wrestling, football. It's, now we're still playing basketball. They're going to call some fouls, but you can't call every foul. There's going to be plenty of fouls that they get away with. We're going to have to match their physicality. And sure, let's not, Coach Pitino is one of the first guys to really embrace the three-point line back at Providence and play fast himself. And those Kentucky teams he's had, shoot, he wasn't trying to slow it down, that's for sure. So he's not a stranger to playing fast himself.
Right.
I think those two Iona games back 4 years ago, they held you to your fewest three-point attempts in both of those seasons. Just what did he do well in terms of kind of limiting the attempts on the other side?
He's a really good coach. They figure out ways to, they figure out what you do best and they take you out of it. So, can we score at the rim when they take away all the threes? Can we get out in transition on them? It's a lot easier to take away threes in the half court than it is in transition. We got to get out in transition and attack them early before they get set, because when they're set, he's got his guys trained as to how them. He came in and immediately made them one of the best teams in the country, and they won the Big East last year. And shoot, we're not the only program he takes away what they do best. So yeah, they're going to take away the 3-point line on us. They do a good job of that.
Hunter.
Yeah, you mentioned Taylor a couple times, obviously today in the last press conference, but just how have you kind of seen him respond in practice in terms of rebounding and effort?
We haven't gone real hard just because of the injuries. Like, we don't even have 10 scholarship players to play against each other. It's not just Keaton, Reitzel, Holloway, obviously. Jalil's been out a while. Preston has been out with a concussion, so we're down numbers. So we haven't gone as hard as we normally would in practice, but I think his attitude's been great. His attention to detail's been better. I would anticipate him playing a lot better. Obviously, the physicality of St. John's is he's going to have to deal with it. He's going to have to attack it and embrace it and play well against it. But I think his mentality, his attitude, everything's been great here these last couple of days.
In the back.
Coach Oats, talk to us about Bylon being a candidate for the Oscar Robertson Trophy watch list. What does that mean for you guys and the team?
LeBaron's one of the best guards in the country. He came in with a chip on his shoulder as a freshman, not expecting to play a lot. Earned himself a ton of minutes. Would have been drafted if he'd stayed in the draft. Chose to come back to lead his home state team to championships is the goal, to play his way up in the draft. He should be on those watch lists with the best guards in the country. Now he's got to go out and prove it. And I think in big games last year as a freshman, he proved it. I anticipate him playing really well in these big, we got a lot of big games right in a row. So he's going to have plenty of opportunity to show he's one of the best guards in the country starting tomorrow.
Anyone else? Awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach.